What's up guys, Magic Knives here, and bringing to you some Black Ops flamethrower gameplay in the background. Pretty decent gameplay, but the focus of this video is for me to share with you my experiences living with Asperger's syndrome. Now, if you don't know what Asperger's syndrome is already, it's basically nicknamed the invisible disability, because it is truly like, if you look at someone who has Asperger's syndrome, you would not know just by glance at all. Because most of the times with most disabilities, if someone has Down syndrome or Turner syndrome or any other sort of disorder or disability, you would be able to tell right away based on how they may look, what their physical appearance might be, or the way how they speak and interact with you. At least for the initial introduction when you first meet the person. Asperger's syndrome, or AS, is a very mild form of autism that you cannot recognize at first glance. It's something that's very minute in terms of its symptoms and the sort of behavior that comes from someone with AS. What are some examples of this? Well, for one, people with AS can have a variety of things, such as a lot of repetitiveness, or just the enjoyment of repetitive behavior, so the thing about Asperger's is that even though it can have its bad side of things, it can also have some good for the person as well. So when it comes to repetitive things, this means that whatever the person with AS might enjoy, that means they're willing to put in the time and effort to actually practice what they like. So say from myself, with what I enjoy doing, magic tricks and things like that, or even if someone with AS, if they like to cook, they'll practice how to cook a bunch of times. So most people would give up early on if they couldn't succeed in what they were trying to get good at. But for someone with AS, they are more determined and dedicated to accomplishing what the task is, or what they're trying to get good at. That's one kind of symptom. Now, in terms of where AS very drastically affects in a negative light, is in the social aspect. Because for a lot of people with AS, including myself, we struggle knowing the social norms off the bat. Many people with AS, many people who are just neurotypical, there's nothing wrong with them. They know the social norms right off the bat, in terms of what to do, what not to do, what not to say, what's deemed appropriate or inappropriate. But for people living with AS, that's not a very clear line at all. It's a very blurred line, and most of the times we just have no understanding of what's considered inappropriate, what we shouldn't do or shouldn't say. The line is very blurred for us. And in addition to that, so obviously sometimes we will have a lot of socially awkward situations where we might be seen as creepy or cruel or whatever, right? But the fact is that our mind just isn't aware of what we are even saying, because we have much more trouble perceiving what we are actually saying or doing that's deemed inappropriate or whatnot. So that makes social interaction that much more difficult for us, because sometimes we just don't realize it. And on top of that, our ability to recognize sarcasm is very difficult, because a lot of times we will take things literally. So if someone is making a joke to us, we might take it seriously. If they're saying something to us that we might take offense to it, so we'll react in a defensive manner and stuff. But reality, obviously, usually they're joking. So, and I mean, these are just some of the many things that people with AS have to deal with. I know I've certainly had to deal with a lot of them myself, especially in the social realm. But the thing about living with Asperger's is that you have to realize we have this high level of dedication and perseverance, that as long as we have enough of a support base of friends and family, that's what helps us pull through in the end. And most of the time we end up being successful in our lives, and hopefully with those tools and strategies, I will be a successful person as well. I hope you guys enjoyed the commentary. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and hope to see you guys in my future videos. Peace out.